All right, everybody, how's it going tonight? It is the CWO minus Juno. As I said earlier in the chat, Juno had some reshoots he had to do for Cobra 2025, and he'll be he'll be back with us. He just had to kick some ass and get laid. So do a sex scene or something. I don't know. Anyway, but thank you guys for coming out tonight. I know this isn't the usual fare. This is a G-rated film, but it's a fucking great film as far as I'm concerned. Bugsy Malone with Jodie Foster, Scott Baio. Well, who gives a shit about Scott Baio? Fuck him. But this was in the early days before he became a cretin and all that. But it was done. The music and everything, the songs were written and composed by Paul Williams, who was in Phantom of the Paradise, and that was one of the reasons why I just thought, well, what the hell, I'll bring that out there so we can have more of some Paul Williams and stuff. I saw this film when I was 11 years old in the theater, and I absolutely loved it. I had no idea what I was even getting into. It was like I tried to go see King Kong, and it was sold out. I couldn't get in, so I wound up seeing that instead with a friend of mine, and we were just like, wow, this is amazing. And then we saw King Kong the next weekend. So anyway, just wanted to say thanks again for everybody showing up. And since this is a G-rated film, we have to, do the usual PSA, but this one will work this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, in order to achieve an R rating today, a motion picture must contain full frontal nudity, graphic violence, or an explicit reference to the sex act. Since this film has none of those, and since research has proven that R-rated films are by far the most popular with the movie-going public, the producers of this motion picture have asked me to take this opportunity to say, fuck you.
But are you running the trailer now?
Yeah, trying to.
Hello. I'd like to tell you about a new movie. It's a gangster musical called Bugsy Malone, and it's kind of unusual because all the parts are played by kids around my age.
Your name Robinson?
You work with Fat Sam? So long, lover boy.
New York, 1929. Prohibition. Gang warfare. A world of gangsters, showgirls, and dreamers. Bugsy Malone. Quite possibly the most unique motion picture for years.
Everybody loves that man, Bugsy Malone.
And if that isn't enough, Bugsy Malone is also the year's major musical.
Fat Sam's Grand Slam. Speed.
Eat your heart out, Gene Kelly.
Too kind, guys. Too kind.
You're a dime a dozen gangster, Sam. How about smearing my lips? Careful, Tallulah.
Yeah, I don't know what the fuck that was at the end of that trailer. But, oh well.
It's like I almost felt like we were about to watch Showdown in Little Tokyo again or something. But so this movie is from '76. It sounds like. Yeah, that's when King Kong came out, right? '76.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is going to be a first time watch for me. I mean, most of you guys might know I'm not really into musicals, but I'm being open-minded here, like especially because I see that it is attached to Phantom of the Paradise, and yeah, I sat that one out. But like I did say to you guys in the chat, it was really cool to see it from the chat for once, and like I really legitimately felt like if I wasn't like a part of the panel, I would want to be here every week in the chat. Like you guys did a good job with that, so it's. But yeah, like I'm not into musicals, but I'm interested to see this tonight, especially with the cast of names that you mentioned.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess it was because when I saw it and at the age that I saw it, but it's a movie that stuck with me like for all these years. So, I wanted it on DVD, or I mean, or DVD, or blue, and I was really excited when it came out because I'd always check like Amazon or something for a DVD, and it was some bullshit that was manufactured in Singapore or some shit, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. Some kind of third rate copy or something like that. Who knows?
See, Zodiac said Jodie Foster. Now I want to see an alternate title for the little girl that lives down the lane, the little Chody that lives down the lane or something. Well, that's why I love to chat with these people sometimes, man. They could just be completely absurd and ridiculous, and I just know how to have fun with it, you know? Honestly, that's another reason why I love you, Texas. It's, like you don't, like, you're not afraid to go outside of acting your age, like, there's times I forget, like, how old you are just because you know how to have fun, you're not too old to have fun,
That's a great compliment. I appreciate it. I mean, it's just kind of a thing of like over the years of just not giving a fuck, and that's pretty much it. I
I
mean,
mean, I think you and I are coming up on a year soon, and next
yeah,
month will be like on a year. But like, throughout this process, I've definitely gotten to know you so much better now, and like you saying that, it's like, oh yeah, that's undeniable right there.
I mean, you I mean, when Alan and I would hang out, we would do some things where we almost could have gotten arrested. So but I can't. I'm not going to talk about. I
Were
mean,
you
I'll talk
guys
about
smuggling drugs and shit?
no drugs, but I mean, I'll talk about us going to the, like the strip clubs and stuff. But well, I mean, we would do some nonsense. I guess I can tell you this one. There was a guy that was like an assistant manager where he worked. So one night the guy was working and we drove over there, and there was like a tire shop that was there, and they had all these fucking old tires out. So we took a grocery basket, and well, we put a tire in the back of the guy's truck. We put it in the back of his truck. Then we got a grocery cart, and I think we had some fish wire, or I don't know what Alan had, and we hooked up gave it a lot of slack and hooked up that grocery cart to his truck. So then we just waited for him to leave, and then we start following him. He's just going down the fucking road with this fucking grocery cart following him down the road, and he didn't even realize it. And then he never noticed the tire until the next morning or something.
Yeah, I'm like trying to picture that whole thing. It's a little trouble doing that right now, but it sounds like a good time regardless.
Oh man, we were doing some insane stuff, but yeah, I'm gonna do do the roll call here. We've got Chester Franklin in the house, Zodiac Z, Rosalia. We have Jen. We have Sarah from the Master of All Movies Presswood DVD Collector. That's a huge mouthful. I think you should shorten that just a tad, Sarah. I'm kidding. Don't.
Better watch what you say there, man. I know I got my throat cut for saying some things to her that wasn't even inappropriate, but it's whatever.
We have Billy Baggs is here, Jimmy Jam, of course. Alan is here. Heroic Waffles is here. Ashton, Jen, of course, and I'm glad she's here. She said she, told me earlier that she's been waiting for this, for a while and everything. So we'll get started here pretty quickly and whatnot.
Yeah, it looks like we got 15 people here in the chat right now, but yeah, good evening everyone. And yeah, hello there, Jen over at Villainous Vixen. And tomorrow night on her channel, I'm pretty sure it's 10 o'clock Eastern time, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're gonna be doing a stream between me, her, and P Rich over at the Hatchet Boys.
I'll be there too, actually.
Oh, you're gonna be in it. See, I wasn't. I didn't mention you because I honestly didn't know if you knew about it or if you were
Well, no,
even invited.
yeah,
But
I knew
that's
about
all
it, but
good.
I mean, I wasn't gonna be on there, and then she said that you were gonna be on there, and so I was like, well, fuck, yeah, I'll be there then. So
Yeah, so we're picking our top 10 most overrated movies. So it's like I know like technically what was it like you, me, and Juno did that like somewhat recently on his channel, but I just think the topic itself still leaves room for other movies that weren't mentioned. You know what I mean? Like, there's just so many movies you can go through. It's just a never-ending topic to really ride on. So it don't matter. I'm just mentioning that, but it's. I'm definitely looking forward to it. She invited me for it, and she's yeah. At the same time, she just really enjoys streaming with me, and pretty much all of us, really. She's it's she's another one trying to build a channel. It's funny, like, I went from like almost being at 2K and it's like, oh, hey, what's up, Jen? I'm in the fucking passenger seat, but with like no subscribers on my channel. But yeah, tomorrow night, yeah, we'll be doing that. We'll be doing picking our top 10 most overrated movies and everything. So that should be a good time and very interesting turnout, I think. So
so yeah, so I guess I should put a warning out to Sarah because we get a little raunchy on here. So just
yeah.
just letting you know. So I mean, so,
Like I have no filter that like I'm like one of those people that won't even like be like you have to be 18 years old to watch this content. I was like, what? Nah, like fuck that shit, man. Like parental advisor, the fuck is that shit? Like that's just fucking be ourselves. How about that?
so I mean, well, she's watched enough of Gizmos like shows to know we're all when we're on there that you know it gets a little rough, especially with Gizmo.
Yeah, I mean, look, I
Anything.
think the best thing is as long as you're not like insulting anyone, like being
Right.
serious and insulting anyone. As long as you're not directing the bad language towards someone or involving them. It's really hard to take curse words out of my vocabulary. It's just like, I mean, like there's times I talk to my mom and I'll say a curse word and she'll be like, "Watch it." I'm like, I can't fucking help it. I'm sorry.
Well, like I said with my mom, she would do the same thing. Stop doing that, and then she'd stub her toe or something, and she's like, "Cocksucker," and I'm like,
Yeah. That's
what?
that's funny too. Like my mom will say like a bad word, and I usually it's just like it's whatever to me. But like sometimes I'll be like, "Aha! Look at you now!" Like,
But, it's just Gizmo, man. He comes up with some of the craziest shit, but then sometimes I use the Google Translator, and in Norwegian, I'll say, "So after the stream, are you going to burn down another church?" Stuff.
well, I mean, like you don't have to tell me because like when I see him show up in the chat and the shit he's just talking about, it's like, oh my god, like where did you even dig this info up at?
I know,
He's in a way, it's almost like Shamarlo Scott, like how he
right?
just goes off the top of his head, I guess you could say, just he just says whatever's on his mind.
It's so funny because he'll be saying something and it's like not really the right pronunciation or something, and he's like, "Is that how you say it?" He goes, "My English is shit," Like,
Yeah. Like another thing is like I feel like with Gizmo, you have to actually kind of get to know him, because like let's say you don't really know him or understand him, and you're reading the shit that he's saying, and you're gonna be like, "What the fuck's going on here?" Like, and then when you realize he's not on any level of being serious at all, it's like, oh, okay, all right, this is all in good fun.
But yeah, I had posted in the room for those of you, the Look movie links posted at the top, but also it's on Pluto TV if you can't get Look movie or whatever. So just wanted to let you guys know that real quick, and then probably in another couple of minutes we'll get the show on the road here and stuff. And I, like I said, I hope you guys check it out because this is a highly underrated movie, I think. And what's funny is the British actor Dexter Fletcher, he was, I think, like 4 or 5 years old, and he has a small part in this. And it's weird to see how he like evolved. And I'll point it out, but it's crazy because I'm like, holy shit, that's Dexter Fletcher, because I didn't know that the first time I ever saw it.
I'm having an issue getting the internet to work on my tablet right now. I don't understand what the issue is. I'll let you know in a minute here if I can pull this up successfully. It doesn't load. Like, what the fuck? Alright, I'm gonna shut this tablet down and restart it because nothing's loading and my internet's on. Like, the Wi-Fi is fucking on. Like, I gotta restart this thing. So I should be ready here in a couple minutes. But yeah, other than that, though, I've been trying to get some watch parties and stuff scheduled on the channel. So it looks like the first watch party with the new channel is actually going to be next Monday on the 11th. We'll be watching and acknowledging the 30th anniversary for Interview with the Vampire. So we'll do that one, and then I believe after that, that'll be the 40th anniversary for Elm Street. But I also scheduled. We have a 25th anniversary coming up for Tim Burton's Sleepy Hollow. That's always been a big movie for me, so I was like, yeah, I think it's best to just acknowledge it while it's 25 years old. That's why I scheduled that one. And scheduled Thanksgiving towards like the end of the month. So we'll watch that, and some other things are in there. I don't know. I still got to work on some other things and stuff. And
well, Thanksgiving will be easy for me because that's on Netflix. So
Okay. Like, I mean, I know some people don't really care for Sleepy Hollow, but like that really is a big Tim Burton movie for me. I've always loved that movie.
Really good. One of my all-time favorites of his is Mars Attacks, and people hate that movie, but I don't.
What movie?
Mars Attacks.
Oh, dude! Like, honestly, I love everything he's done. Like, even the stuff that's not at his best is still watchable stuff. Like, I mean, growing up with the Pee Wee Herman movies and shit, man. Like, I used to watch those movies and be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what's this dude's deal? Like, what the fuck? Like, what's up with this dude's house? Everything's a fucking contraption and a trap. Like, it's just, I used to be so, like, mesmerized by watching all that goofy shit, man.
I just like Jessica Parker and fucking Mars Attacks. They transplant her head on that chihuahua and shit.
That kind of reminds me of Psycho Gorman, because at one point when they have like all the monsters at the round table, and you see the one like alien dude's got like the glass spaceships, the space helmet on, and we got to do a watch party for that one at some point, man. Psycho Gorman, that movie's too fucking fun to ignore that one.
Because that girl is so great, and somebody was telling me one time, they go, that girl was so annoying. I'm like, dude, that's the fucking point of the movie. She's the smart one.
I don't like that. The thing is, the people that don't like that movie are turned off by that little girl.
Yeah.
And like, I know she's a fucking dickhead. She bosses everybody around. She treats her brother like shit, and like, but like everybody's just immediately turned off by it. It's like, wow, if you're able to look beyond that character, there's still other fun things going on in this movie. But it's just amazing how people are just like, they choose to be closed-minded just because of that little girl. Like, when I first watched it, I was like, fuck yeah. Like, I'm all, like, if this girl was a real person, I'd be like, yo, I'm hanging out with this bitch, man.
I know. And then that game that, her and her brother would always play and shit. That stuff is hilarious.
What the fuck was that game called again?
I forget. It's
so ridiculous, though. But
But
yeah,
she would
we're gonna
always
have to
like
watch
beat his
that
ass,
one.
you know, and stuff. It was just so funny, you know. It was like, I don't want to play this because you always win, you know.
I love that one scene though when like she's talking to him and like you know how, like they have to leave him at night and go home and they're like leaving him in that like abandoned factory and she gives him like I guess you could say like PG-13 like magazines to look at like hot guys and stuff and she's like here's some magazines in case you get bored you can look at some hunky boys and and he's like I do not like hunky boys and then he stops for a second and he goes or do
Yeah.
I.
And then the one kid that you know, kind of liked her, that or the kid that she had the crush on, and then he gets turned into that giant fucking meatball thing and all that shit.
Like you know like it's funny like I like the way I would describe that movie would probably be like a strange like mix really but to me it's like watching it's like if someone took the Power Rangers like TV series and mixed it into the 1987 movie The Gate. That's what you would get, PG Gorman.
But yeah, if everybody's about ready to go, we'll get a, you know, just let us know and we'll get the countdown going and get this thing going on.
Yeah, 20 minutes went by like poof. It's like
Yeah.
21 minutes into this already, but Johnny's here, the Wild Guys.
Yeah.
What's up, there, Johnny?
Johnny, Johnny, where's the Johnny?
Gucci swallows. Gucci swallows of ass. Queefy Herman.
And Alan
I
said
see
like
Clayton.
sleepy swallow. It's hilarious.
Yeah, what's up there, Alan? I see Brooke is here, Rosalia, Zodiac. Caveman's here too. What's up there, Guy? Jimmy's here. You know, Jimmy's not officially here until he calls you, actually.
Well, hold on a second. No, I'm not gonna go.
But yeah, you know, it's always great to see the usual suspects in the chat. But you know, like Psycho Goreman, it's a Shudder movie too, and like you know, like that's another thing. I feel like I can't talk to everyone about Shudder movies. A lot of people are like, you know, I don't really like Shudder movies. Like, all right, see you later then. You know,
Yeah.
talk to someone else about them, I guess. But like, I mean, I don't like all Shudder movies, but I was just really surprised at how well made that movie was. Yeah,
Right.
Tech, you have the Blu-ray for that Psycho Goreman?
I do. Um,
Did you say you do?
yeah.
Yeah. The
They
one thing
put
I
out a
like
lot of
about the
different versions.
Blu-ray,
You know.
like it comes with like a little like pamphlet and everything, like to buy toys for the movie and shit, like stuff like this.
They
Like
had
you could buy
several.
action figures and all this stuff. I was like, when I saw that when I bought the Blu-ray, I was like, fuck, dude, they got all this merchandise for this movie.
There was a lot of like, whoops, wrong one. A lot of weird special editions and stuff. There was one that was like a steel book, but had this, I don't know, weird cover art, but it was like sold out. And I think you got trading cards with it, something fucking weird. I
Yeah.
think mine's just basically a basic thing, but I don't remember getting a catalog of any stuff.
So apparently there's a real deal fucking coupon in here. And it says, let me read this to you. This is fucking ridiculous. It says Lester Deals real meal deal for $7.99, and it looks like a Happy Meal box, and it says, for a limited time, get a Psycho Goreman Hunky Boy real meal deal for a special price. Only at participating Lester D's locations. Expires March 15th of 2021. Damn it, I can't redeem the fucking coupon. This thing right here.
I've never even heard of that place if it actually exists, you know.
I think it's a part of the movie, but like apparently, I don't even like if you were able to claim that. Like, what the fuck is it that you get? It's like you actually get like a burger or something. Like, I don't get it. But I don't know. I just thought that was like, oh yeah, that's right. The game in the movie's called Crazy Ball.
That's right.
That's what the game is that they made up. I see Derek's here from Woo Riders. What's up, Derek? I don't know if you're aware of it or not, Derek, but yeah, my channel got nuked, and yeah, let's try to get my channel link down there. Maybe that'll help some people out. Oh shit, how do I do that? I don't know if I can do that for you.
I love that whole tagline. He will bathe in your blood.
Yeah, he's always that's another thing, like Psycho Gourmet. He's got like the most like scariest, deepest voice ever, and he just says the most grim, morbid things you could think of, and like I don't know, he's just like this ancient badass from like another universe or something. Like I don't know, whoever fucking thought up this story definitely had to have been fucking high on some fucking shit, I guess. I don't know. And Gizmo's here, Video Manning Gizmo. What's up, G? No, Derek, I'm just saying if you want to hit subscribe, great. If not, you know, but I mean, if you don't subscribe, it's going to be hard for me to remember your channel. So I'll tell you that. But yeah, Jay, the choice is yours. But yeah, but what's that? The fucking handlebar on the channel. It's no longer Cinephile Sanity TV because I can't use that now because that's the previous channel. So I had to change it to Cinephile World Order. So if you search Cinephile World Order with no spaces, all one word, the channel should show up right away.
Hey, put a comment in the chat real quick.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I can't sign into my account. I can only see, like, I can't, because I'm using somebody else's cell phone to see this right now.
Where'd you steal that from then?
I live with other people, and I don't just live. It's my
No,
dog's. It's my dog's cell phone.
you know I'm fucking with
The hillbillies have eyes.
you. All right.
Yeah, what was that? What was that comment you said the other night that was funny as shit about like Madonna's fucking anus and stuff? What the fuck was that? That shit was so good. And then
In the
Zodiac
mouth
came
of
back. He came out of
in the-
nowhere with a layup, a rebound layup to fucking top it off.
in the
That shit
mouth
had me dying,
in the
man.
mouth
That
of
was funny as
Madonna's anus.
shit. What was it? Say
It
it
was like
again.
in the mouth of Madonna's anus, you know.
Yeah, yeah, we were like making fun of movie titles, and we got around to In the Mouth of Madness. In the Mouth of Madonna's Anus. Fuck, that's a cool one. Thank you, Derek, for sharing the channel. I appreciate that.
But yeah, so if everybody is ready, you know.
Yeah, thanks, Gizmo. I appreciate that, man. Take down your OnlyFans site also. I don't know, man. I'm not full of myself to have a fucking account for that site. Fans only website.
You
Oh,
know what's funny is that there's a guy that does tarot readings, and he does his tarot readings on OnlyFans. It's kind of funny.
God.
I mean, he does it
Yeah,
on YouTube too, but he's like, subscribe to my OnlyFans, you know, and this and that. And I guess that's where he does his private readings.
yeah, oh wait, I still gotta I'm not even ready to go here. I gotta make sure I can pull this up on my tablet. Alright, let's try this again. One more time. Now, if this doesn't work, I might just have to get rid of the chat for the night and just watch it on here. So let's see what happens. I mean, I can still see the chat. It's just unfortunately I can't really leave comments for anybody down there. This fucking dude can't get a fucking clue. Amazing. Yeah, dude, what the? I don't know why nothing's fucking loading on this bitch. see if this works. Bear with me. Gonna get this working somehow. Oh, this is fucked up, dude. No internet's running on this tablet right now. No explanation for it. All right, let's see if a random website comes out. Yeah, like if I go on Google, that fucking pops up, but look movie, no dice.
You need me to re-put the link in or something, or
Uh, if I have to switch to another device, I see the pinned comment at the top. I just can't do it from here. I can't access the chat from this fucking shitty tablet.
all right.
Just oh wait, now it's working. Suddenly, Look Movie's working on the tablet now. All right, what's the title of this again? Bugsy
Malone,
Malone. All right.
Bugsy Post Malone. Rosalia put that in there earlier.
You know, if I saw that first, I probably would have thought that was actually it. So.
I mean, I just don't understand how that dude, decided to use that name because it just sounds like a fucking cereal.
Yeah.
Post Malone's. Okay.
All right, just waiting for the 10-second countdown, and then I'm gonna hit pause, and then you can do the 10 to 1.
All right.
All right, ready when you are.
Okay.
Nada.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Press play, bitches.
All right. Press play, bitches.
So, is there any other movies tied to this and Phantom of the Paradise? Like after this was, done and released?
No, not really. I mean, I'm sure he might, done some music for some stuff. I mean, I know he wrote some songs for the Barbara Streisand version of "Star Is Born."
Really?
They had that huge
Interesting.
song by her called "Evergreen" from that movie and stuff. I actually like that movie.
Zodiac's Memoirs of a what is it? A Chobadal man.
Roxy Robinson wouldn't even get wet. Rain in the brain. Roxy Robinson wouldn't even get
Yo, this like outdoor set with like the L train and the neighborhood and everything. That shit looks so cool.
Yeah. I mean, they really made it look, like it was from the 1920s and shit.
Yeah, definitely. Like, right away off the bat, I feel like I'm watching like a 30s gangster movie or something.
fucking woman, or as a little girl, but it's supposed to be like some woman yelling Italian at him and shit,
Now, like, where does this movie fall in like the genres? Is this like a straightforward musical, or is it like a sub genre something? Like,
I don't know. I mean, I would say it's a musical, but it's like, I don't know. It's just characterized as like a family movie, but I mean, They're
Really?
actually killing people in it with the whipped cream. So I mean, it's not exactly like, you know.
I'm gonna go on the Wikipedia page real quick and see what they label it as. Now, like, through Google, real quick, it says musical family movie. So that's probably what it is. So
This one guy that played
Wikipedia.
Fat Sam, this
Sorry.
guy John Cassisi, he was in a show that was a spinoff of the show from the 70s, Barney Miller, called Fish, because that was the name of one of the characters on it. And so he was one of the orphans that was in Fish's family or whatever.
Okay. So Wikipedia has this movie labeled as a gangster musical comedy film.
They have it as what?
A gangster musical comedy film.
Yeah, that's a good, you know.
I want to look up Alan Parker's filmography too. I'm on here. All right, so he did Midnight Express. Holy shit. That's a movie I haven't seen in forever. I would love to see that again, actually. So he also did Pink Floyd The Wall.
This guy he was looking at is the hero of our story. Name of Bugsy Malone.
Yeah, I knew he'd done some bigger things, you know, and stuff.
Shit. Yeah, I totally forgot he did Angel Heart, too. Yeah, just by looking at his filmography, you could see that he's not just confined to directing movies in one single genre. You could see that he's very, like, versatile and just, I don't know, could really just tackle anything with his style, I guess. You got anything scheduled after this? What's coming up next?
I don't know. I don't know yet.
All right. There's no rush. I just wasn't sure if you had anything else, like, thought of and scheduled or whatever. Roger H2O. Roger Waters.
A singer. Listen, sister, right now I don't need a singer. Come back tomorrow, honey. Hey, sister, come on my audition. You said last week I'll be okay. I'm going, man.
Yeah, I'm actually impressed how these little kids are, like, really good at acting.
Yeah.
Like, early on in this. Great dumb salami. Alan saying he's also found guilty of bribery in his construction company. Paul Williams. Mm.
Roger waters the plants. That's a great one. Roger water the Robert plant. I wonder how long they did like rehearsals for all of this, though.
Yeah, it's probably had to been like a fucking endless number of recuts and oh shit, we didn't get that, and when you're working with inexperienced kids like that, I can only imagine how many takes you got to do. And then you got to be patient with them too. You can't freak out on these kids if they don't nail it. Can't traumatize them.
Yeah, I bet those kids love drinking all that soda and shit. You know?
They're probably just drinking like fucking food colored water and shit or something. Like I remember I had to go to a friend of mine's wedding, and we were supposed to take pictures of us with like whiskey in our hands and like drinking it.
Mhm.
And like the lady came up to us and like handed us the cup and everything. I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And she's like, "Oh, that's Diet Pepsi." I was like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do with this?" And she's like, "Just act like you're drinking it when we're taking your pictures and stuff." I was like what the? I'm like, I even said to my buddy, I was like, "What's up with this fucking Pepsi shit?" He's like, "Trust me, the alcohol's coming. Don't worry about it." Like, he's like, just do what that lady tells you. Don't worry about it." I just remember being like, "What the fuck? Like, when you're taking pictures of us, like we're supposed to be drinking, then why are we drinking warm Pepsi right now? Like, what the fuck is this shit?" What's your name anyway? Brown. Brown sounds like a loaf of bread.
And then when she says blousy brownies, it sounds like a stale loaf of bread.
Zing. So delicious. Damn, this movie's got more action than Halloween Ends. Hell nowhere Juno just pops up on the panel. What did you say? Knuckles, this means trouble. It's just cream. Finally died. Who's this, the milkman? Strolling around fucking creepy ass hour. It looks like he's delivering milk at like 2 a.m.
That's the other mob boss. Step on it, Jackson.
He said, "Step on it, Jackson." He's got pedals. It's not even a real fucking car. What is someone gonna get whacked in this barber shop?
Yep.
Let me put my Tommy gun together.
The barber's in on it too and everything, you know.
Yeah, I saw the little head nod as he was walking by. You know, he turns up the music and shit, so he's distracted. Puts the tail over his face. Yeah, I think that is like, brilliant in a way that, they take the blood, whatever like graphic violence that would be in that scene, and they just put cream over it instead. Why couldn't the mailman deliver the mail? Because he was queefing with himself, Chester said.
Z put a joke in that was pretty funny. He said a blonde goes into the dry cleaners and she says, "I need this dress clean," and the guy doesn't hear her right. And he says, "Come again," and she goes, "No, just mustard."
Come on, Noodles. Of course, someone's got to be named Noodles, right? Midnight in the Garden of Gooch and Evil. Tommy, where you going? New England clam queefer. Clam chowder, Jesus Christ. Like like one of the reasons why I don't like clam chowder, it might seem like a weird thing, but I remember in high school, like we would have it some weeks, and there would be some weeks I would just look at it and I'd be like, yo, I could see hair in that shit. Like I could see black hair just like twirling through that shit. I'm just like, I ain't ever touching that shit. I don't care if it looks good one day. I'm still convinced that there's fucking hair in that shit. One time was enough. Seeing hair in that shit one time, I was like, nah, I'm never eating that shit here, man.
Probably like, hair, and also like a fucking, it's probably like cigarette ash in it and stuff.
Yeah, the whole cigarette filter, fingernail, sucker clam. Oh, God.
Half a shoe,
Smack the clam. God damn. Oh, man. I love how that's another thing. Like, yeah, I don't have a filter, but like, the chat's not far from it either. There's no filter in the chat, no censor bar. Like just like a little bit in a way, it kind of surprises me that Jodie Foster like isn't one of the main characters in this. She's kind of just co-starring in the background. It seems like.
a little. I mean, she's in it a little bit. I mean, she's in it more. It's just the whole thing is basically about Fat Sam and
Yeah. No, I get like I'm not like it's really like it makes sense why she's playing the role she is, but it's just like her status, how well known she is. It's just like you go back on an early film, and it's like, wow, okay, so I guess she wasn't the number one young actress on the movie, I guess. Because like, yeah, how old was she when she made Taxi Driver? Like 12 years old. I think I remember correct. I think she was like 12 years old when she made that shit.
12
Am I wrong about that?
Yeah. No, I think you're right.
Fuck, man. Ashton just said clam cooter. Oh, God. That's enough to be like, nope, I'll have the grilled cheese instead. Clam cooter. Fuck. God damn. Can I? Oh man, imagine being like, "Can I have the clam cooter with a side of yeast?"
Oh, fuck.
Oh god. Can I have the clam cooter infection? Man. Please tell me Scatman Crothers shows up in this.
Oh, that'd be amazing. We're gonna play kick the cat instead of kick the can. You know?
All right, kids, I'm gonna teach y'all how to use the Shining.
And some of y'all, I'm gonna have to teach how to use the shitter. You know.
Rose, born in East LA.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Jodie Foster's brother was on Mayberry. Buddy
Yeah.
Foster. Oh
Buddy
shit!
Foster, yeah.
Thanks for pointing that out, Alan. I wasn't
I
aware of
think
that.
wasn't Buddy Foster on the Doris Day show too? I can't
I
remember.
want to. I can't answer that one. I want to know.
They did a movie together though, Jody and him when they were kids about a
Jimmy.
lion or some shit. It was like
Yeah.
something Samantha, like I can't remember.
Jimmy said, "Let's play Trap the Clam." I'll show you my clam if you show me yours.
Eastern Promises. I can't top Born in East LA.
I know, right? East LA. That's just Rose just set the bar. It's like, fuck with me. What's up?
Yesterday on YouTube, I was looking at this thing. It was talking about how Pamela Anderson moved to like Canada and whatnot. And so they had this picture of her, and she didn't really have any makeup on, and I guess her hair was tied back, and she had this Oriental looking outfit on. So
Oh.
you know, so I commented on it. I said, she looks like a waitress in a Chinese restaurant. And then I get this reply, some bitch is like, what does that mean? And it's like, plain English, bitch. Obviously, you know English. You can figure it out. I didn't reply to it. I didn't
Haven't
reply
you
to it.
seen my movies? Baywatch, Barbed Wire.
But like, I didn't reply to it. But then this guy comments underneath that woman's. He said that I had the best fucking comment of the thread, and it had about like 10 likes on it. So you know, I was like, hell yeah, I'm vindicated, bitch. You know? I mean, I just don't see how it, I mean, it says what it means. I mean, I used to know this one woman. I worked with her for a while, and she worked also at a clothes shop. And I went by there one time because I had to drop something off to her or something. And like, she would wear these fucking, you know, like shirts that were Asian looking, and she looked like, you know, a fucking Chinese bellboy or some shit, you know. So I mean, I swear, and I'd be like, the fuck, you know, because I'm like, next I'll see her working in a Chinese restaurant, you know, or something.
Yeah, you better watch what you say on your channel, because somebody might take that information, twist the shit out of it. Next you know, we hate fucking Asian people. I'm just kidding, man. But yeah, there is some fucking people in here that are like that, man. It's really pathetic, man.
Hey, Russell, you know that the songs are like lip synced by whoever did them. You know, that's why you'll see Paul Williams' voice come out of like several kids, you know, and stuff. See, there was, you know, the Joni loves Chachi, but then it was like Chachi loves pussy, and this is probably like Bugsy loves pussy as well.
Or Chody likes Chachi. Chody likes Chachi. Jody likes Chi-Chi's.
Yeah.
I bet you
Hey,
Jody makes a mean Chi-Chi. MM's here. What's up there, Mellow Mutant? Good evening. My timestamp is currently, we're coming up on 23 minutes.
damn, all that food for $4.80. I'm down.
Yeah, man. Back then, that was big money, man. You had $4.50. You were rolling, high rolling. Or in other words, you were buying.
Dine and dash.
I mean, it's Chi-Chi's actually means quite a few things. Like, I know it refers to like a certain kind of food in jail. Actually, so it's like another thing. Like, I don't know. There is like quite a few slang meanings to
Well,
Chi-Chi.
there,
Yeah,
there
you
was
are right though, Rose.
there's a Mexican restaurant chain called Chi-Chi's, and then Chi Rodriguez, the golfer, may he rest in peace.
And you can't forget about Chi-Chi get the yayo. Chi-Chi get the yayo. Yeah, something tells me though that this director probably had an easier time working with all these kids than Joel Schumacher had with fucking working with the two Coreys.
It's funny to see like that whole scene just now where they're all talking on the phone because they're all, talking different languages and stuff. And so I wonder if, like, the one that was speaking Russian was actually a Russian kid, or they just taught him to, you know, a little bit of Russian and just say that shit to the phone. Yes, sir. My father. And I love how the little Asian kid looks like Odd Job from Thunderball, I think, that James Bond movie, or Goldfinger, one of them. Yeah, I think it's Goldfinger or whatever.
You know, like thinking on that now, like I haven't watched a James Bond movie in years. It's been a long time since I've seen a single James Bond movie. I don't own. Actually, I'm thinking on that now. I don't even own a single James Bond movie. I'm gonna have to fix that someday. And you know what's funny? Like my dad does not like movies, like really at all. Like you get him to sit down for a movie, it might fucking start snowing outside. But but like if you talk like if I ever like really would talk to him about movies, like he'll find a way to start talking about James Bond movies. So like those are like the only movies he's really even familiar with. Oh, Jen, just I just found my Narcan spray and I thought of Corey Feldman. Fuck.
Casino
I can't.
Royale with Queef.
Casino Royale with Queef, Jesus Christ.
Skyballs.
I just, like every time I think of Corey Feldman now, I think of him on stage with a bunch of random women playing stupid music, doing stupid dance moves, and like I don't know, like what is Corey Feldman trying to do? Is he trying to like be Michael Jackson or something? Because like that's the vibe I get with his bullshit music.
Now, you see this real quick, like with the dress and all that, and the guy had his arms under her and stuff. It looked like a Siamese twin kind of circus freak shit,
Yeah, the clothing like kind of blended that in really well.
And then here's this girl with her like burn victim doll, you know.
Corey's Angels. Is that the name of the band? Like I forgot what the fucking name of the band is, but I know like he was on tour with like Limp Bizkit, and apparently like as soon as like they started playing, Fred Durst came out on the stage and he put a chair right in front of Corey and he sat down right in front of him while he was performing, and he's like, "I'm only up here on stage to make sure that Corey's actually playing guitar."
Apparently there were a lot of like shenanigans, you know, and stuff on that tour. But it's funny because I don't know, did you see that deal with Morrissey? Like he did this show in Dallas and these like three people rushed the stage at the end and tried to give him a hug and he left. He didn't even finish the encore, you know.
Wow. I don't know, man. There's always something new related to Corey Feldman. Like I think he actually bleached his hair like recently too. So like I've been seeing that a lot lately, like him with like bright blonde hair, and it's just like, what the fuck's this dude doing, man? But like like I don't know, like when you look at Corey Feldman, like his entire life, like I loved him just as much as anyone else did. Seeing him in movies throughout the '80s and the '90s, but like once like 2000 hit, it's like, what the fuck happened to this guy? I'm actually kind of surprised he didn't get a face change like Michael Jackson. Yeah, Brooke, that's it. The comeback king. That's what they're calling him, right? That rings a bell now. He pimps out women and thinks he's like Hugh Hefner. Yeah, I definitely get that vibe there, Jen. Comeback queef.
Russell says after last night's accident, fell over the small table and couldn't get up, laid on the floor 3 hours waiting for paramedics, and today I'm using a walker. Well, you know, Russell, you are not a stunt man, brother, so you shouldn't be attempting stuff like that.
Yeah, Russell, dude, you can't be breakdancing during live streams and shit, dude. You gotta
You
like
should
get the
have
table out of the way if
you
you're
should
gonna
have
do all
hit a couple of paramedics in the head with the table. I would have.
that.
No, but I'm glad you're all right.
Yeah, it's good to see that wasn't anything serious, but
Come back, Burger King. There we go.
come back, Burger King. Come back, Burger King.
You could do it like Shane. Come back, Burger King. Come back. God, could you imagine that fucking evil Burger King too? You know, come back, Burger King. For Burger King.
For Burger King. You okay? Give me 1 minute. I'll be right back.
And this poor little bastard's gonna get hit with all these pies, you know, because he was a rat. It's water. That's classic. They do that Egyptian looking walk and stepping on that kid's head. Juno had to go do some reshoots for his Juno Cobra that's coming out next year.
What are you doing in there, huh?
Only got treats for you. You get drop more of them?
Yep.
What's he doing? What's he doing? You gonna lay down with the shore and watch TV?
Society is breeding a new kind of criminal. It's also breeding a new kind of cop.
All along you knew it wasn't right. You were spending time losing sight. Playing a game that isn't fair. And your partner's left standing there. At least you know you dream alone. Sometimes feel your heart's made of stone. As you try to move your adjustment right, but you feel it, you still try to fight. Then you got to feel the heat, feel the heat. As you feel the time is turning, then your mind just starts to feel the heat, feel the heat. As you feel the time is turning, then your mind just starts to feel the heat.
This is where the law stops, and I start. And I start.
So yeah, Juno's doing some reshoots on stuff.
This is where the Juno stops. Making the queef safe again. There's danger on the queefs.
Right.
So, I don't know if you guys are fans of Oreo cookies. Like, I really don't care for like plain regular Oreos. But
Right.
every time when the holiday season comes around, these things start coming out in the shelves, and I can never put them down, dude. White fudge Oreos,
Oh, nice.
dude. They're like
Um,
the fucked up thing is they only give you 12 in a pack, and they're
Shit.
like, I
They
think
get
they're like
bulk.
$3.99 a box. But like, dude, these things go off the shelf so fast too. Yeah, they're available now, but I bet you by like December 1st, you won't even be able to find these anymore. But once I start eating these things, I can't stop eating them, man. But like, regular Oreos, like give me some milk, I can eat them, but I don't really care for them. But these are just a whole other level right here.
Yeah, I can't stand. Well, I mean, wait, I'm gonna have to rewind that. I have not tried those Coke Oreos or whatever.
Yeah, it's a Coke Oreo. Yeah, they're covered in cocaine.
Right.
But
Hey,
it's
there's real
white
Coke.
fudge. It's white fudge. That's what it is. It's covered in
Oh.
white fudge, but just really fucking good though.
But these Coke flavor ones or whatever came out in the summer, but I never tried them. But I like the friggin' lemon ones and the peanut butter ones.
Yeah. You know, actually, I know Oreo makes like the thin ones now, and I tried the lemon ones, like the real thin lemon ones. They were pretty good. But like, you know what? I also found this at the food market, and I bought a 12 pack of it because I was like, yeah, it actually sounds pretty good. It's limited edition for the holiday season. It's a Sprite soda with a winter spiced cranberry. So yeah,
Hmm.
but this is the first time I'm trying it, so let's see what it tastes like. Yeah, it's not bad.
Made with
CWO approved.
made with real sprites, you know.
Yeah, but that's honestly not bad. It's basically just Sprite with a little bit of a cranberry hint in it, but it's better than I thought it would have been. You know, it's better than I thought it would have been. I can't fucking talk sometimes. It's like times I'll be talking normal, and other times I just go fucking completely mentally retarded out of nowhere. I see we got Ryan's in the chat. What's up, Rye? I had the mini Oreos. Yeah, those are the shit too. Actually, I like the mini Nutter Butters. The real small, like the mini ones are like circles. Now everyone's gonna rip on that because I said Nutter Butter. Watch, you guys are gonna run with that one. I know it. Yeah, winter spice sprites. That's the first time I ever had it. I saw it in the food market. I was like, well, it's because like nowadays, fucking soda is so much fucking money. I only buy it when it's on sale. So it was buy two 12 packs at full price and you get two for free. And I was like, all right, that's a
Oh,
fucking
that's not
deal.
bad. Wow.
I just can't believe you go to the food market nowadays and you're spending almost $15 for a fucking 12 pack of soda. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, I don't get it. It's just food. It's not like you can party with it and last all night. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? It's fucking food. And if it doesn't get sold, guess where it goes? In the fucking incinerator. You know, all this inflation bullshit. Like, I know Trump's in there now. He's gonna get rid of all that shit, but it's just like, what the fuck, man? We're raising all the prices on this food, and what's gonna happen? It's gonna sit on the shelf and expire and go in the incinerator.
So Jodie Foster pulled a fast one and she kissed old Bill on the head, and then old Blousy, you know, was jealous, you know, and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, the guy looks like he might put a hit out on her. Nut her butter.
You know, there was another movie I think is highly underrated that Jodie Foster was in called Foxes.
I've heard of it.
Yeah, she's more older, and it's about her and three girlfriends, and Scott Baio's in that one too, and they're kind of, you know, like friends and whatnot. But it's got like Randy Quaid in it, and it's a trip of a movie. It really sucked because like I saw it in the theater, and I had gone to the eye doctor that day, so I had that dilate, you know, my fucking eyes were dilated. And then the theater was packed, so I had to sit in the front row, and I still could barely see shit because my eyes were all fucked up.
No one better lay a finger on my butter gooch queefer.
Yep, you're right, Jen. Shuri Curie's in there, and I think her character's name is Annie or some shit.
That's a good question, Russell. Is this after or before Jodie Foster
This
and
is,
Taxi
I
Driver?
think this is after.
Yeah, because Taxi Driver is like 73, right?
No, it's like 75, I think.
70, yeah, no, I don't know what the fuck I'm
Because
thinking
it
there.
was
You're
Mean
right.
Streets, and then it was Taxi Driver.
Yeah, you're right, yeah. That's why I need a co-host. I'm like notorious for, you know, knowing things, but always mixing everything up. Fudge nuts roasting on a CW open fire. Oh, God. Jack Frost sucking on your toes.
See now you're singing on the channel. Here we go.
I know. Right? Well, yeah, it'll end up turning into Joker too. We won't talk to each other anymore. We will sing to each other. All right, when we have a conversation.
Mini nut bar ripping at your nose.
I mean, if we take this long enough, for I know it, tomorrow I'll have a video put together by Johnny over at the Wild Guys, like CWO Christmas song. Cherry Curry's my favorite character. She's always fucked up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was always fucked up in that movie and stuff.
Yeah, Jen was saying that. Okay, Jen did not like Joker too. I know Juno's pissed off with it too, and I have no desire to want to see it.
The poker. Well, I read this interesting thing that Quentin Tarantino basically said that he liked it because he said that what's that the fucker's name that made it, Todd, whatever the fuck, the director, that basically he made it's like his own film, and he didn't give a shit basically about if anybody really liked it or not. That was the whole thing. It was kind of a fuck you to everybody, I guess. That's supposedly, I mean, that's the take that Quentin Tarantino has on it.
It's funny you mention that because, like, I know when I got the 4K for Joker, and I was watching some of the interviews and the features, the director actually says like something similar to that throughout it. He's like, when I was making this movie, there's so many similarities to classic movies, like that hits it, like that his movie Joker like hits on throughout it, and
Right.
he's like, I don't really care if people like this movie. I'm just satisfied with it. But if people want to watch my movie and have an opinion on it, that's fine. But I don't care if people are happy with this or not.
This is Dandy Dan speaking.
He tap dancing like that. Like, what the fuck? I mean, I wish I could like the Christmas Vacation quote when Chevy Chase starts like cursing about he's like going off about his boss, and I want to look him right in the eye and tell him how much of a worthless, dickless prick. When Breckman just starts like going off on him and shit, and he ends it with "Hallelujah, holy shit, where's the Tylenol?"
So Chester said Taxi Driver was 76 also. So
yeah. Yeah, I don't know why I couldn't remember that one. Like, Taxi Driver is my favorite Scorsese movie.
But so now you get her little, part here where she's singing this song and whatnot.
What if there was like a rumor going around about Jodie Foster having sex with Robert De Niro in the making of Taxi Driver or
Ooh,
something?
shit. Damn.
That'd be some fucked up shit.
Sack Frost.
Yeah, we did do a Taxi Driver watch party in the past, so I guess we're just gonna have to do it again someday. So there's plenty of room on the channel for it.
Yeah, Todd Phillips, that's the guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude did all the Hangover movies, and he did fucking that Gigi Allen movie Hated, which I've never seen. I've seen enough Gigi that lasts me a lifetime. One of my pen pals that I had years and years ago, she lived in Connecticut, and she sends me this letter, and she's like, I saw Gigi Allen last night. Everything you've read about this guy is true. Talking about him shitting on the stage, and he sucked his guitarist off, and And I'm just like, man, who wants to see a fucking pig pile like that?
I mean, that's what Marilyn Manson's for, right?
I'll tell you my Marilyn Manson story some other time. I won't go into it now.
Is there any way we can make it into an hour-long stream, though? Can we do that? Is it that long?
No, it's not that long. I just don't want to talk about it right now. I mean, the gist of the story was I met pretty much everybody in the band except him because he was too busy hanging out with Tracy Lords, which if I were him too, I wouldn't fucking go meet me. I'd rather spend my time with Tracy, But
Well,
I mean,
it's good to see you understand reality.
but, the funny thing was this is when he had a Zim Zum playing guitar for him, and that guy was really fucking cool. So we're just fucking bullshitting about the guitars, just about I was asking him questions about the tour and things like that. And so this lady kept coming up and down the stairs, who she worked for like the record label, like in LA. And she kept asking me, she's like, well, he may come down. I don't know, but I'm going to go back up there and ask him. And then so finally, I guess he was adamant that he wasn't going to come down. So she was like, do you need any CDs or anything? And I go, nah, I said, if you can get him to autograph a picture for me, that would be cool. And so she said, yeah, I can do that, and stuff. And she's like, I'll get your address from Rick, who was this guy that worked, locally for like the label and stuff that I was with at that show. And so, anyway, there was this one deal. Because I think Rick was hanging out with that lady for a while or some shit. So I'm still talking to Zim, and there's like these three girls, and they're just ogling him like, oh, and then fucking there was this dude that looked like a kind of like a pimp, but really badly dressed. And so anyway, these girls, they're just like, and so finally, like, I go, well, I go, you got other people that want to talk to you, man. So I'm just gonna kind of, go hang out somewhere. And then he's like, no, Rusty, come here. And I go, yeah, well, those girls. He goes, I don't want to talk to them. And he probably had
you as an outlet.
yeah, and he probably had a girlfriend or whatever. And he goes, yeah, I don't want to talk to them. So would you stay here? I was like, yeah, it's cool. So we go back to talking, and so then the pimp dude comes up to him and he says, hey, could you sign this for me? And he's like, yeah, sure. And he goes, yeah, could you make it out to T-Bone? And so so the best thing about this is like months later when when Marilyn's autobiography came out, this friend of mine, she worked at the Virgin Megastore, and they were doing like a autograph signing, but she was off work, and we were hanging out, and we're going somewhere. I don't remember where we were going, but we passed by the store, and I said, geez, man, I go, that's for the book signing? And she goes, yeah. And I look and I see that T-Bone guy, and I go, okay, I'm going to do something. But I said, just kind of glance over, but don't advertently like look. And she goes, okay. So I just all of a sudden we're walking by, and I go, hey, T-Bone. And then the dude's all looking, all smiling like, oh shit, somebody knows me. And he's all looking around.
T-Bone. That'd be funny though if you actually said to that girl and well, you look, if you can't get an autograph, just tell him I'll settle for a reach around.
It was funny. I got like about a week or so later, I got this brown envelope, but it actually had Rick's stamp on it. So he was always sending me CDs and shit. So I thought, well, okay, this must be some kind of press release or something. And I opened it up, and there it was, this black and white picture of him where he's got those old timey pilot caps on, that have the leather straps. He's got that on his head, and he's like wearing a diaper, and he's got all these fucking like tubes that look like snakes, and they're all in his mouth. and it's just it was scribbled Marilyn Manson on it, and stuff. Not even a "fuck you, kid" or whatever.
Yeah.
T-Mobile bum.
Now I want to see a Panic Room crossover movie where all the characters flip the fuck out from taking too many bad shrooms. Thanks to Rosalia, Panic Shroom, Panic Shrooms. Jodie Foster and Kristen Stewart, they take too many shrooms and they get locked in the panic room, and turns out all they had to do was dial 911 and they would have saved. They would have been saved.
But I mean, what besides T-Bone Burnett, the musician, who the fuck goes around calling themselves T-Bone? It's like, hey, I'm Ribeye.
Yeah. Man, like you got like Asian people getting on it. You can call me Rice Patty. T-Mobile.
Purple's my color. I always wear purple.
Yo, Mellow Mute, what stream was that? It was like a couple streams ago, man. He was fucking killing it with some like alternate titles and putting some funny shit in there. I think he was doing like Nightmare on Elm Street titles. Just I forget, man, but he was killing me the other night. That was the stream I couldn't make it. That was the Phantom stream, Phantom of the Paradise, I think. I wasn't on the panel, but I was dying in the chat, dude. He was killing me. Mr. Loin.
So yeah, he's like, so it was like that was the one celebrity I never got to meet, but then it's like I met pretty much everybody in his band and everything.
Yeah, I'd never seen Marilyn Manson before.
It was a good show, actually. The one that I saw, L7 opened up for him, and just, I mean, I used to see L7 a lot. They were always fucking good. Now Blousy's having some kind of acid flashback here about making some sort of movie or something.
Yeah, but it's like it's like a classic flashback scene where everything's sped up, like back in those days and speed it up. See, like one of the things I don't really enjoy about musicals is when the music comes in. Like, like the movie's moving along, whatever, the pacing's fine. But when it comes time for everybody to do their part in singing and everything, and everyone joins in, that's when I feel distracted and uninterested. I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot I was watching a movie. It's just, I don't know, man. Musicals just don't do a whole lot for me, man. All right, Chester. Yeah, thanks for finding time here to hang out with us here tonight, and take care, and we'll see you tomorrow night. I know Jen and P. Rich are working on a horror anthology. I know, like I don't know how far they've gotten into it, but hopefully they find a way to, complete that someday. I'd be interested to see the whole thing completely done. So when's P allowed to come back? Like next week, I think.
Something like that.
Let's see what this live stream says.
She says Monday. Jen says Monday that he's supposed to be
So
back.
the 11th. He's all right. I'll be streaming that day too, but. But yeah, it looks like the next thing he has scheduled on his channel though is 5 best action films. That'll be on November 19th, which I'm streaming on that day too. But yeah, it's whatever. I'm fucking streaming what I'm streaming, dude. Blah, blah.
I can't leave my goddamn house. I'm gonna kill you.
I'm gonna fucking beat you up, virtual reality style. Oh damn it! What's the timestamp? I hit the bar by accident and fast forward.
I'll get it. Hold on. It's 58:50.
All right, I only went 1 minute of 4. I mean, at 4. 58:50. All right, I'm there.
So he gets her like a fucked up old timey, pre Viewmaster thing. Pictures of all the Hollywood movie stars that are thugs and drug dealers and fuckers.
That must have been hot shit back then to have a little, gadget like that.
Yeah, probably was. All along the watch along tower. That's a great one. Epitome of douche. Absolutely.
Requiem for a douche. Epitome of douche. I invented the watch along, you motherfucker. He still claims that I stole everything that he does. And you know what's the saddest part is like when you look at his channel, because of the fact that we always say like CWO, he had to go and put a GAP in his channel. And you had to tell me what it means. Gore foe, like wow, like do we not know that already? Like what the fuck? God, fucking some people are shot the fuck out on here, man.
So these assholes are robbing Bugsy and stuff, and then this guy comes and he's beating the fuck out of him to help Bugsy and shit.
Did I just see a 10-year-old Morgan Freeman?
Yeah, no, it's not.
96K. What channel is that? Who is this? Cat in a box. All right. I don't know who that is.
You don't know much, do you? No. What's your name? I don't know.
Russell's asking, is Trump president? Hold on, Russell. Let me Google that for you.
No, fuck. Russell, did you hit your head last night in that fall? In that fall?
I mean, like, I'm just going to say this real quick. I don't know how that lady thought she was going to be president while letting fucking convicted murderers out in the street. And you just thought everybody was going to vote for you? Oh my god. Oh, I'm going to leave that. We're just going to stay off of that topic before it gets terrible. Like,
Yeah, that's why I wanted to show this movie, because I knew I would be pissed off. I mean, the whole thing, all I'll say is, it seemed like a shutout, because normally there's more candidates, then they get picked off, you know what I mean? And this
yeah.
didn't have that. And so it was like, This is
I
bullshit.
didn't realize there actually was like 3 other candidates. There was like some lady and 2 other guys or something. They had no votes at all. It was like, wow, no one's voting for these people at all.
Well, because I mean, I don't even know why people like run if they don't, promote themselves and stuff. But
I mean, like, what usually ends up happening is they realize they don't have enough money, or they look at the writing on the wall with, the people that are voting for them, and they're like, well, I should probably just join up with the one that's in the lead, and that's usually what fucking happens. They end up falling out. Like that guy Ted Cruz or whatever. Like that happened with him, I remember. Like he was running for Trump, was against Trump, and then next you know it, he's with Trump.
like a detective the cement shit.
Mellow Mutant said Morgan Freeman's been 75 years old for the past 40 years. There are 7 deadly sins, Captain.
I think Russell knew that. He just wanted to cause trouble as usual. That's what it was.
Yeah, I remember Morgan Freeman from PBS Electric Boogaloo Company as a kid.
We saw Boogaloo last night. What?
Bah. Scott's here. He ate pizza tonight. Yay. One of these days, you gotta let us know when you go to Chuck E. Cheese's for pizza. If you still have one in your area.
So, okay, this song right here, I think this is the best fucking song in the whole movie. I mean, because just the way the tune goes and everything. But there's this English grime rapper called Dizzy Rascal, and he used this the music for it. He did forget what it's called, but he had Lily Allen sing on it. And he's rapping, but she's on it also, and it's really good. Because he is a dope, because you can change the lyrics to it too.
Yeah, the style of the song definitely makes it easy to switch the lyrics around if you wanted to. Put him in the ring, Joe. Russell said, "Hey, pizza, Scott." What the fuck?
Yeah.
I mean, that's definitely some stoner language right there. What's up, Pizza Scott?
George C. Pizza Scott. Yeah.
George C. Pizza Scott.
Miller says he was watching To Tell the Truth, and this dude claimed he was a bouncer, but he looks like he's 5'2". And Mike Tyson asked him if he was, I can't see the one word, a bouncer at Chuck E. Cheese, I guess.
Isn't he fight? He's fighting that asshole soon on like November 15th. Jake Paul or whatever. Paul J. I don't know what the fuck his name is. But you could tell that fight is just put together to make money. And people are buying into it too, making bets and everything. You fucking idiots! Like,
well, I mean,
can't you see this is a circus? Like, what the fuck?
Well, they were saying there's some health concerns about Tyson, but I mean, I hope he does do the fight, and I hope he pulls an Evander Holyfield and fucking bites the dude's ear off.
He actually bites like a chunk out of his neck. He bites his fucking Adam's apple right out of his throat.
I mean, see, the one thing that got me, man, because I saw that fucking fight between him and Holyfield live,
Yeah, I remember watching it live, actually. That's when he used to hang out with people and he would all chip in for the pay-per-view and shit. I remember those days.
Well, I kind of had a Leo box, but I was but I remember watching it, and it was so fucked up because you know he. I'm trying to remember, like he was admonished, for one deal, and it wasn't the ear thing. I forget he did something, and the ref kind of let it
He
slide.
headbutted him. I think he
Yeah.
headbutted him.
Oh,
I know,
okay.
like, because like there's like a whole documentary on just that fight, and before he bites him, there is a couple times where Evander Holyfield actually headbutts him, and then he does it, and then he ends up getting so frustrated. I'm biting this motherfucker.
Right. But I mean, it was so fucked up because like afterwards, all that stillness and all that quiet in the place, it was just like somebody had fucking died, or something.
I mean, like, another thing is like Holyfield's reaction when he started like, jumping up and down and was like, pointing to his ear and shit, and like, like a lot of people made it out to be like he actually like bit the whole ear off and swallowed it. It's like, all right, he fucking bit a piece of his ear off. Like, people act like he fucking like chewed off his whole head or something.
Yeah, but it's still, weird, that was what he resorted to. It's just like, what the fuck, man?
He got so frustrated, man. I mean, shit does happen, but as a professional, you got to know how to control yourself when you're a
And then
professional.
what was the fight where that fucking parachutist guy came out of fucking nowhere and landed in the ring?
Oh,
You remember
yeah,
that?
shit. That was the Buster Douglas fight, I think. Tyson versus Buster Douglas, I think his name was. But I remember that the guy came in and he like landed in the crowd. They all fucked him up. They didn't help him. They started beating the shit out of that guy. Like, you think like the crowd would have been like, "Oh, help that guy!" He just came in on a parachute. Everyone started fucking him up instead. No, apparently Jodie Foster likes her men at her feet.
Right. I saw an interview where she said she had some of the best lines, they gave her. So, let's go before your suspenders strangle you.
Paragujo.
Yeah, he told him to stop whistling because it makes him edgy. I had this photography class, and this one teacher, if somebody whistled, he was such a dick. Who the hell that whistling? And shit. And so then I knew it would piss him off. So in the dark room, because you can't see anybody, I'd be like, and he's all, what the fuck? Just tell him, stop whistling.
Starts punching people in the dark.
Or he misses and gets all the photochemicals in his face and shit.
Can't imagine being that oversensitive about somebody whistling.
Oh, I know. Fat Sam slams his hand.
Damn. All right, damn, we're already at the hour and 12-minute mark already. We flew through this. Streams at hour 45. Rose said he has a fear of Snow White's elves.
Yeah.
You see that drink in front of that kid? Like, what is that, absinthe? He's drinking absinthe or something.
He says he wanted the special on the rocks,
Anybody ever gives me a drink that looks like it's like fluorescent green, I'm gonna be like, what is this? Fucking absinthe? What the fuck is this shit?
That's something I've always wanted to try.
Absinthe?
Yeah.
Like apparently when you pour it over sugar cubes, it gives it like a I don't know, like some kind of texture to it. But I know over the years like going to parties and stuff, like I would run into people like, yo, I got a bottle of absinthe. And I'd always be like, I'm not gonna question you on it. I'm gonna keep that to myself. But I'm like saying to myself, like, I don't think that's real absinthe. Like I just think like people like they just get the wrong shit and someone tells them it's absinthe and they just ride with it. But I don't think I've ever had real absinthe.
Absinthe makes the heart grow fonder. Well, it's kind of, I think that we don't really get it here anyway. That it's if it's supposedly, because I think it's outlawed here or some shit.
Yeah, something like that. Like I think that's like actually I think absinthe's like another big thing in Amsterdam. So I think you can like get it over there real easily. I remember like speaking of like Amsterdam, like I remember like in high school people would always be like, man, ever get the money someday I'm going to fucking Amsterdam, smoking all the weed and partying. Like why? We do that every weekend without Amsterdam,
This is the only song I don't really like because it's too like fucking sentimental crap because she's pining over Bugsy and stuff.
Yeah, I can't say that I can relate, but I mean I can relate to you, but that's about
Shut up, bitch!
it. Where Bugsy's behind the mirror and says that to her. Where'd that come from? Who said that?
Must I be stabbed in the back? Cocktails.
Why do people in Greece hate waking up at dawn? It's a shame Chester's not here for this one.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I don't know that one. It's probably
Because
real simple.
Dawn is from Greece.
Because Dawn is so from Greece. Oh, okay, that's a good one. So, like, honestly, I don't think I ever could have guessed that one. In the crate, stupid.
And then you got these two assholes dressed like like they want to be warriors in their baseball suit.
Oh, yeah, now I see it.
Oliver, yeah, that's a great fucking musical. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
I've heard of it. I can't do musicals, man. They do
It's
nothing for me. They
it's
always
actually
just
kind
make
of
me go, okay, can I want to put on a movie now? Like,
it's
like, I
actually
just,
kind of a seasonal, one sort of. And Oliver Reed's in it, man, and he's such a fucking bastard in that movie. But that's what he played, most times anyway.
dude, I could like you put Oliver Reed in a movie, I'm interested like right away. Like his acting's always so damn good. Like the movie, like everything about the movie could be a piece of shit, but I'll just watch him and be satisfied. Like he's in that movie called Venom, I think, with Peter Fonda.
Uh-huh.
Like the movie has like good actors attached to it, but the movie itself is actually really fucking bad. It's like about I think it's about these guys that like. I see. I don't have it in my collection. I know Blue Underground released like a Blu-ray of it, but I think it's about like these terrorists that get like locked in this apartment building, and it turns out that this room that they're locked in is like it's like filled with like poisonous snakes, and they cannot figure out how to get out of the building without getting killed by the snakes and shit. But like apparently in the features, they actually managed to get an interview with Peter Fonda, and the whole time he would just talk shit on the movie. He's like, "Yeah, this was a real bad one."
Well, there's the Westworld with, James Brolin and Richard Benjamin, which is great. And then they did Future World with Peter Fonda, and that one's such a piece of shit.
It is like night and day with the difference in those movies. But are you a fan of the HBO series?
Oh yeah, I loved it. I was pissed that they still really had one more season they were going to do, and then fucking HBO canceled it.
Yeah, like it's I don't know what it is. Like ever since HBO turned their the branch that they used to have with Cinemax, and then it turned into HBO Max, and now it's Max. It's like ever since all that shit's happened, it seems like HBO is in such a rush to create a TV series, but still in a rush to get that done with in like 3 or 4 seasons and then move on to something else. It's like, yo, like at least let a show sit around for like maybe 6 seasons.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I saw somebody like the Penguin. That series is fucking awesome as shit. And
I
I
haven't
saw
had a chance to sit down with it yet.
I saw somebody comment on something that was saying that there's only going to be one season because it's supposed to lead into the next Batman movie, and I'm like, okay, but I doubt it. You know,
I mean, I can see that making sense though, because when you do a spin-off that's done in like, the style of television series, you kind of have to have it blend into the movie, right? In some way. So like, I mean, I can see that making sense, but
I mean, I guess if that were the case, but I bet you if that's what they do, they'll probably do a second season after the Batman movie comes out.
that would actually make way more sense that way. I didn't even think of that, but yeah, you know what, Jen, since you haven't seen The Penguin yet either, maybe both of us will have a chance to sit down and watch it together. Plenty of shit to fucking watch, that's for sure, though.
So he's trying to recruit all these dudes at the soup kitchen to, become part of this army to go against the one guy and all that. That thing with like Dexter Fletcher should be coming up. It's funny how they're walking on those tables, careful not to crush the bread and stuff. We're gonna have to eat that later for dinner.
The bread is like so stale, hard, and dry. It just looks like a piece of wood.
Right.
Random thought of a funny YouTube channel, The Gentle Goblin.
Yeah, okay, this is the scene where there's Dexter Fletcher because they're all passing get babyface. Yeah, he's babyface. That's him right there, Dexter Fletcher. It's crazy. I'm babyface.
I don't know, Mellow Mutant. You might want to make a backup channel before YouTube fucking makes you fucking disappear one day like they did with me.
There's a metal band called Goblin Cock. And I'm not making that up. That's for real. All right, Z, have a great night. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, take care, Z. We'll see you tomorrow or whenever you're free again. Take care, Zodiac. I don't know how baseball players wore all those heavy clothes back in those days. Like baggy ass clothes, and then like the material of the fucking jerseys are like wool, and you're wearing this stuff in the middle of summer, and it's imagine playing center field with the sun just blasting on you, and you have a wool uniform on, and it's thick and baggy. People were crazy back then wearing that shit.
So they're stealing all the splurge guns and stuff. I just think it's
Those
really
guns
funny
are
when you
so
see
cool.
some of the kids with the fake mustaches on and shit. It's like, what? Yeah.
The guns, like in a way, like the guns actually look like real life grenade launchers.
Leroy putting that fucking hay on his head to make it, and he's singing the Tallulah song and shit. It's funny. I just look at this kid, and I never could stand him, even though he was like the bad guy, and stuff. And it's like, man, I always wanted to just like, you know, knock the shit out of him. So he did a
Tell him to
good
shut up
job.
and slap him in the face.
Right? So he did a good job, playing like the villain in the film.
You know what? I think that same kid, I think he's an actor in Evil Speak. I gotta look that up now. He looks like one of the actors in Evil Speak. I could be wrong about that though.
I love Evil Speak. I think that movie's fucking great.
I just the finale of that movie is just so absurd, dude. When you got Clint Howard completely possessed by I forget the fucking guy's name in it, but the Richard Mole character. But they get him up on the fucking invisible strings, and he's got this sword up in the air, and his hair's all frizzed out and shit. Everybody's all scared in the church and shit. It's just, oh my god, dude, it should have happens like from there on. When you see like he becomes like fully possessed by the computer, it's like holy shit. Is it Don Stark? That kind of looks like that dude.
No, Don Stark was the guy that went on to be in that '70s show and stuff.
Yeah, but he was in Evil Speak though.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying that's not. But that kid's not Don Stark. That's what I thought you were saying.
Yeah, like I mean, he looks slightly similar. That's why I was like thrown off by that. Still can't believe Richard Moll's dead. He was 80 years old when he died.
I told
Yeah,
you
he
my
died a
aunt.
year ago.
I told you
Died
my
this
aunt,
time last year.
my aunt slept with him.
Yeah, I remember you told me the story. I love how like you're ready to tell that with sounding proud as shit.
It's just weird, because the person I heard it from was like my mom, and she's like, "Your aunt slept with," and I was like, "What?" And she's like,
Yeah,
but
the
her and
night
my
court guy. Your
yeah,
aunt fucked him.
no, she didn't say it like that, but it was just funny because, like, I mean, she was already divorced from my uncle and everything, but it was just so weird. She goes, she said she met Richard Mall and Jamie Farr, and they were dancing in this bar, and then she went with Richard Mall to his hotel room, and I was like, what? It's like, okay.
Did you ever see the movie Night Train to Terror with him in it?
No, I don't think so.
You never seen Night Train to Terror? Oh my god, we're gonna have to watch that someday. It's a horror anthology, but
Oh, okay.
it's extremely hard to explain. Though there's so much bizarre shit that happens in that movie, man. But there's a lot of fun dubbed dialogue in it too. Like there's this guy that has like this Russian accent in it. It's so fucking funny, man. That's something we're gonna have to watch someday because I think we could have some fun with that one. That's actually another one that Vinegar Syndrome released on Blu-ray.
How is that black kid, you know, singing in Paul Williams' voice?
Yeah. I guess we're coming up on the end here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they all cover each other in whipped cream, and then they all become friends. You
Yeah, they all have a nice jizz party.
know. Yeah,
Have a
Clint
nice
Howard.
jizz party, chlamydia or Club Chlamydia style.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, oh, there's the vicar. So there's going to be some nonsense going on there.
Oh man, the only thing those pies are missing is some rabies.
Oh,
All right, take care, Mellow Mutant. Thanks for hanging out here tonight. We'll see you in the next one, man.
yeah. See you, Mello. Yeah, Russell mentioned Ice Cream Man. That's a great one with Clint Howard.
Yeah, oh, dude, one thing that stands out in that movie is like there's a scene where like these two detectives come up to his ice cream truck and they're talking to him and he's preparing the guy's ice cream and as he's talking to him, he's scooping the ice cream out and it's got cockroaches in it
Yeah.
and it's got like an eyeball in it and he gives it to the guy and the guy's not looking at the ice cream, he's sitting there licking it. It's like a zoom in scene where the tongue is licking the eyeball and
Right.
shit's like, oh man, it's so gross. That shit makes you want to stay away from ice cream for the night, so man.
She was so weird, right? Because like Olivia Hussey's in that, and she was in,
Yeah.
Black Christmas. But I don't know if you ever heard the story why she did Black Christmas. Because, okay, the deal was like she had done Zeffirelli's Romeo and Juliet, and she was like 19 or 18 or something. And they, and because of her performance in it, it was like she was going to become this big deal. And so, anyway, so she had a psychic or some shit, and the psychic told her, go to Canada and you're going to make this movie and it's going to be a big deal. And that was Black Christmas. And I mean,
Wow.
yeah. And so now it's more of a big deal. I can't remember some of the other things she was in, but man, I thought, oh, so I guess she was slumming for that. But really, when you see fucking Ice Cream Man and her in it, I'm like, man, that's what she's fucking slumming for. But she's hilarious in it.
I forget like what her like isn't she like his mother or something in the movie?
I think so. They try to make it not like she is, but then yeah, she is or something.
And like the only other thing I remember is like her character is kind of like zany and out there. Like
Yeah.
she's a little off her rocker as it is, but like seeing her in that role is like, you were clearly looking for a paycheck. Like you didn't give a shit about that performance. You were just worried about the money.
Russell said small rolling ticks. Look at that, Russell.
But,
I'm infested.
dude, that's probably the most iconic scene of the whole movie when he's infested by those ticks and he screams into the camera, "I'm infested!" It's so fucking funny. But yeah, Jen just mentioned Black Christmas down there, and I think with the holiday season coming up, we're going to be doing a watch party for that. I know she mentioned P. Rich over at the Hatchet Boys too, so once we get all that set in stone, we'll keep you guys updated on that. But yeah, at some point throughout the holiday season this year, we're definitely going to be watching and reflecting on with the original Black Christmas.
All right. Have a good night, Russell.
Yeah, take care, Russell.
So that was Bugsy
Yeah.
Malone, and I hope that you guys all liked it. I know it's not, like I said at the beginning, the usual fare, but like I wanted to kind of alleviate some of the pressure of the world's woes.
I mean, it's like I said, I'm not really into musicals, but with what you explained with why you were doing this tonight, like let's say if you were to do this watch party at another time, it probably wouldn't feel right. Like I see why this is like appropriate because you guys just did Phantom of the Paradise. It just makes sense. So, but like I didn't mind sitting through this, but for me with musicals, once the singing starts and everything, that's when I'm just like, oh yeah, I forgot I was watching a movie. Like I'm not even watching it now. I'm on my cell phone because I don't care anymore. Like it's just musicals just don't do much for me, man. I just never like when I was a kid and stuff, like watching like Muppets and stuff like that. I didn't mind that stuff as a kid, but the more I got older, I just grew out of that stuff. Like musicals just don't do a whole lot for
I
me.
mean, they don't. I mean, there's very few that I actually, like, and I mean that's one of them. But really, honestly, I don't consider that a musical. It has musical numbers in it, but you know, I don't know. I mean, yeah, it is a musical, but just my way of thinking, that one I don't think of it as a musical because it's just, like a comedy movie to me with some songs in it.
So, like, with you saying that, does that mean like you think you've seen a good amount of them?
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I mean, but there's not, I mean, but there's not a lot that I really, like all that much, I mean, because I mean, when I was younger, I somehow wind up watching, shit like South Pacific or something because it was either on TV or my mom like that in Oklahoma and shit, and I'd be like, really wouldn't, I'd just be like kind of like, but I
No,
know
no,
that.
I was just curious because I mean, if you're gonna ask me, yeah, it's a musical. So,
Well, I'm just saying though that movie, it's always, been a part of my life since I saw it. But I think initially when I was a kid, I just saw it as a movie, and didn't
yeah.
really think about like the singing and all that sort of stuff. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's there and all, but I just enjoy the story and the goofiness of it and everything and whatnot. So I don't know. I mean, in recent years, the only like real musical that I've seen that I actually like is Across the Universe with all the like Beatles music, but it's you know,
Okay.
but it tells like a story of these different teenagers in the 60s and stuff, and one guy is supposed to be sort of like a Jimi Hendrix character. And then it's weird though because the woman that directed it, she takes this one guy and she almost makes him into this kind of Kurt Cobain-esque character. But I mean, it's like, well, he was a little kid at that time, so it doesn't. I mean, I see what she was trying to do, but it's like it doesn't really make that much sense, though. But I guess she just kind of wanted to model the character after him or something. I don't know, but I mean, I think it's pretty neat to see like all these Beatles songs done in a musical and done in like these weird ways with this like story, going on. And it's like in there, most of the people in it are like friends, and then Vietnam's happening and all this other kind of crazy shit. It's better than I'd say it's better than Hair because Hair's so boring. you know
Yeah, I mean, overall though, like with you explaining that, that's just your perspective. It's your point of view on that. That's all. But yeah, it looks like we got 7 people left here in the chat. But But Jen, if you're still here in the chat, I will definitely talk to you tomorrow before the stream. So, but yeah, tomorrow night though we will be live on her channel at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for most overrated or underrated, whatever you want to label it as. You know, we're going to be picking our top 10 for that. So.
Spin the wheel, make the deal. Yeah, so. But yeah, I can't wait. It's going to be fun tomorrow. But
yeah, I mean, I'm just like, now that I know that you're on it too, it's like, all right, even better, man. Here's that. I'm just gonna say this though. The only thing I can't predict with the stream is I don't know how long it's gonna go for. You know, like when you have P Rich running the streets, sometimes you have there's no sense of time management, which is perfectly fine. I'm just like busting balls right now. That's all.
Well, I talked to Jen earlier, and she's thinking of changing it from 10 to 5. So I don't know. Whatever's good with me, I told her. I don't. You know.
Well, here's like what I think's probably the best thing. Like, I mean, whether it's 10 or 5, let's say it is 10, just try to keep in mind that you might not want to talk about a certain movie for very long, just so everyone's got like enough time to focus on things and not worry about being like, oh shit, this is a 3-hour stream, like or something like that. But like even if you go over that limit or whatever, it's not the end of the world. Because bottom line is, it's all about enjoying yourself and having fun while doing it. There really shouldn't be a time restraint on it. It's just like, I mean, for me personally, when I stream, I try to I look at the runtime on the movie. I try to sacrifice 30 minutes to, hanging out with the chat and just goofing around or whatever. But I do try to manage the time, because, there's been months before where like I went over my StreamYard time and was like, oh shit, we got stuff scheduled here and I don't even have any StreamYard time left. We got to push it back. And I always just try to make sure that I don't go over that free StreamYard time. But, shit
Right.
happens sometimes because you just got to worry about having fun.
But yeah, as far as me, I don't know what I've got going on. I mean, I have some things in the pipeline. Alan's got to have like cataract surgery or whatever, and I was going to do one of his favorite movies, Hollywood Nights, but he said, "Well, wait till the first of the year after my eyes get better and stuff." So I'm like, okay, So, but yeah, the only thing is for December, I was thinking of doing "It's a Wonderful Life." That's a long one, but it depends because I'm kind of trying to talk Moonbeam and I into just watching that one ourselves, but it's actually one of my all-time favorite movies. So I don't know.
I mean, if you do schedule that one, I wouldn't mind doing that because I haven't seen that in years. But it's whatever you want to do with December coming up. I mean, I'm just overall just going to be sticking with Christmas horror for the most part, really. I know we'll start the month off with doing Inside, and Johnny will join us for that. So, but I also think when we do the Batman movies in January, I think Jen's probably going to be joining us for that too. I know she mentioned that. So, but that's definitely something to look forward to coming up in the next couple months, at the end of the year or going into the new year.
Because I know you wanted to do Black Christmas and Christmas Evil and
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what we're gonna do as far as Black Christmas right now. Like, I know it was mentioned that Jen and P Rich or something, or one of those two, are gonna get it on their channel. So,
okay.
if they end up one of those two get it scheduled on their channel, I might just avoid it so we're not overlapping movies. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But I definitely have Christmas Evil scheduled because we never even done that movie before. Like this time last year, we actually did both Black Christmas movies. We did the original and the remake. But
Right.
I just there's still plenty of spots right now. It seems like for December, I think there's only like 3 movies scheduled right now for December, something like that. But But yeah, I'll look through some things. Actually, I did. I scheduled Deadly Games, Dial Code
Yeah,
Santa Claus.
right.
That's another foreign language movie, but I feel like that's a movie that every horror fan needs to see because
Oh,
it's basically Home Alone but
yeah,
rated R.
it's fucking great. I love that movie.
Yeah, it's really a very unique one, that's for sure.
The only reason I was asking though, because I was thinking I could do "Don't Open Till Christmas."
Okay, it's if you want to do that on your channel, I did think about that one. It crossed my mind. I was like, I do like that one. I like the concept in it. Like the killer's killing anyone dressed up as Santa Claus. But I mean, like, there is a lot of bad Christmas horror movies out there, but there is some hidden gems. If you're willing to dig for them, you'll find them. It's actually another one. Like, I don't know if a watch party would be great for it, but aren't you familiar with this one? The Day of the Beast,
Oh
1995.
fuck yeah, fuck! I love that movie.
Last year was my first time watching that. I did like a 12 days of Christmas horror thing last year, and I was like, all right, I'm finally gonna watch this movie, and I didn't realize how fucking hilarious that movie was, man.
Oh yeah, it's amazing.
It showed alone. All right, so Jen's saying P wants to do Black Christmas and Terrifier 3 as a yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, Jen. I should have remembered that. But yeah, now that the bells are ringing in my head now, I remember now. But yeah, like that's not a bad idea either to do a double feature for both of them. They're right in there for the theme. So, but yeah, we'll get all that figured out and everything. I just want to make sure that like P doesn't have something like, he's got, let's say he has Black Christmas scheduled. And like, all right, I'm going to schedule it too. Like, all right, now our viewers got to watch this a couple times a month. That might be a little annoying for everyone. It doesn't bother me though, because I mean, if someone picks a movie that I might consider, doesn't matter. There's millions of other movies to pick. It's not a big deal. Oh, Day of the Yeast. Yeah, you had to go there, Rose, with the Chodal Day of the Yeast. Fuck. Oh man, I don't know what the chat would be without Rosalia. I swear to God.
I know. I I hate to even like fathom something like that. It's like no.
You bet. I mean, Rosalie is so funny that sometimes I just feel like being like, "Come on, Rose, leave a little room for us." Let us be funny too.
I want to
Imagine
do
being that
fucking.
bitter and jealous about it.
I, have you ever seen this? Hold on one sec. Madhouse. Have you ever seen this shit?
Yeah. Dude, to me, you know what I think would work well as a double feature with that is Happy Birthday to Me.
Yeah. Or
But
Bloody Birthday. I fucking love that one
yeah,
too.
but I just feel like they have that kind of like female slasher theme going on with it. Like that's why I think that both of those would work well. But yeah, you could even do that with Bloody Birthday. Yeah, of course, Rose. You're always here. You're always willing to spend your free time with us, and you are always fucking hilarious. So you never let us down in that department. Chester's back. He's still got to do Halloween 1 and 2 because I did request that. Okay, yeah, I do remember you talking. So Chester's going, but not really. He's always lurking.
Well, Chester, he's gonna have a wrestling match with Powerhouse Will Hobbs. Powerhouse Hobbs. I mean, Chester. He says, "Oh, I'm not a wrestler," but I don't believe that. I think he'd be beating the hell out of like people right and left. He's one of those
Yeah,
quiet guys, that would be sitting next to somebody and then just punch him in the face and then go back to just being like, Chester, It's like,
or the type of guy to go up to somebody like, "Hey, what's up there? You want a dead leg?" Punch the shit out of the leg. But now that we're talking about Madhouse and Happy Birthday to Me, like I actually want to do a double feature for those now. Maybe we'll get those done and after the holidays. Yeah, I really wouldn't mind doing a double feature watch party for those. Madhouse and Happy Birthday to Me. I think those two could work well for 2 movies in one night.
One movie I want to do, and I've been thinking about this since I started, but is Massacre at Central High.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that one. Isn't that didn't Vinegar Syndrome release that?
No, Synapse put it out.
Synapse. All right. I still need to see that one though.
It's fucking awesome. It's got Andrew Stevens in it from The Fury, and I'm trying to think if there was anybody else really famous. But man, that was when it was shown like on cable, when I was in high school. And and I kept remembering all these kids talking about it. Oh man, you see Massacre at Central High, blah blah blah. This, and then I watched it, and I was like, "Holy shit, this is a great fucking movie."
Rose is asking what year that is. Is that 81?
Massacre at Central High. No, it's in the mid '70s.
Oh, all right. It's one of the early slashers then.
It's not even really a slasher. It's just about.
I always thought it was a slasher.
Not
Maybe I just
no,
based that off the artwork.
not exactly. I mean, it's about this guy that these bullies at this school like fuck him up, and so then he just starts getting revenge on all the people he doesn't like, and eventually he kind of goes overboard because he's killing people that are his friends too, or were his friends.
Actually, that reminds me of Slaughter High, kind of. Like the kids constantly getting picked on, and then like he gets like deformed from like a chemistry fucking project in school, and he like comes back all these years later to get revenge on these kids. But that's a good recommendation right there, actually. Are you interested in doing Trilogy of Terror? Yes.
Oh yeah.
Very interested. I mean, I love horror anthologies as it is. And yeah, I've always been a big fan of Trilogy of Terror. And that movie's not even that long. The movie's only like an hour and 20 minutes, something like that, because technically it's only 2 stories. But Karen Black, and that's at the top of her game, I think. One of her best performances, really. And yeah, I've always been a big fan of that one. Trilogy of Terror is actually a very clever movie. And then you got the fucking Zuni fetish doll at the end that just gives me nightmares because he's so fucking fast and demented looking. That's one doll I'll never get over, man. That doll, that thing always freaked me out forever, man. I'm really hoping that NECA will make a 7-inch, figure for that one day. I would love to have that in my room to creep myself out every night before I go to bed. I look at that fucking thing. Yeah, it's honestly the first time I ever saw Trilogy of Terror as a kid, the fact that that doll was just fucking booking it around that apartment and terrorizing Karen Black, I was just like, yo, like, what the fuck, dude? This ain't no puppet master shit, dude. Like, that thing really possessed, man. But yeah, I mean, I can't say whose channel that'll be on, but now that since you mentioned that, Rose, I'm gonna try to see if I can get that onto the channel a little bit sooner than later, because it's Trilogy of Terror is definitely a big one for me. Sean, just don't remove the necklace. Yeah, it's right. When you remove the necklace, that's when the curse sets in place. And like, I don't know if you guys ever notice, like when you're watching that, the Zuni doll, there's certain times where he does make little noises. You hear this, you gotta hear like he's like making these little noises.
Translation: bitch make sandwich.
Ben Grimm, that's a name I haven't seen in a long time. But he lokes Trilogy of Terror 2 also. I haven't seen the second one. I hear mixed things about the second one, but I need to finally see that on my own. I have my own opinion for it. So yeah, tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Jen's channel over at Villainous Vixen. We'll all be hanging out and counting down our top 5 or 10 most overrated or underrated movies. And Nikki's Movie House is here. Isn't that, what's her name? Jane Dow?
Yes.
Alright, I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to be like, yo, is is that Hillary this or something? You know, like just be totally off on the name.
Well,
But
it's like,
hello there, Nikki.
well, like E.A. Hara, that's Erica, right?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, because then there's Goonies girl, and that's Emily, and that's what I was confusing the both of them. Like, fuck, this is,
Dude, that's why I like being on a first name basis with people. Because if I'm not, and then you're leaving it to me, you're leaving it for me to just remember your face, and I'm never gonna remember your name. But like some people don't like giving out their name, and I just gotta respect that for what it
I
is. But
I
if
didn't
you're
mind
not
it.
giving out your name, you probably shouldn't be trying to interact with people. Then,
See, it's like I don't mind it, but I'm pissed off now because, like, I tell people, people ask me, "What do you want to be called? What do you want me to call you by your name or by Texas?" And I just say Texas, and but then, like, Russell's always going Tex Russ, and I'm like, no, and then like Lamonia, I was on her thing, and she keeps calling me, Russell, and I'm like, don't fucking call, well, I didn't say that, but I'm just like, don't call me that, please, because I hate my name because of him. Basically, that's what I'm going to say. So,
it's like I've known you for like almost a year now, and I know when we first started hanging out, I was calling you that. And I don't believe there was ever a time where you were like, "Yo, can you stop calling me that?" It's just
right.
I got the vibe over time. I was like, I could tell he doesn't like when I say his name. I'm sorry, I'm gonna start calling him Texas. I just got the vibe after a while. It's like not a negative thing either. It's just like I think I can see that he doesn't like when I say his name, so I'm gonna just call him
Well,
Texas.
I don't know. It's just, well, it's because there's another one, and it's like I don't really, I want to go by what I have, I mean, fuck, I don't want to have to change my name to Biff or Chad or some shit.
Biff. Oh shit, that's interesting. Yeah, we got 12 people remaining here, but yeah, we got stuff going on tomorrow night. Who's streaming on Friday? Oh wait, there's nothing going on Friday. Yeah, I won't be going live again until Monday on the 11th, and that'll be the 30th anniversary for the interview with the vampire. Tex, have you heard of a revenge film called Before and After with Stockard Channing? I mean, I never heard of that.
Yeah, I think I've heard the name, but I've never seen it.
I mean, if you
Wait,
didn't
wait,
say that,
wait, 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 wait,
I
wait.
was like, bro, stop making shit up. What are you
No,
talking about
wait,
over
wait, wait, wait. Okay, wait. Is that the one where she's like overweight, and then like all these people are making fun of her, and she gets into an accident, and then she gets real skinny and great looking, and then all these people are like, these dudes are trying to pick her up that were the people that made fun of her, and she fucking kills them off. Is that the one? Because if that's the
That
one,
sounds
yeah,
really
I've seen
interesting.
it.
Yeah, I might not
Yeah,
go to bed tonight. I gotta
she
go
says
watch
that's it.
that.
Yeah, okay. That rang a bell because I was like, I know I've seen something with her that was some kind of semi of a horror flick. Yeah. Yeah.
uh, no, Chester, we've never done the Home Alone movies, but we do have Deadly Games coming up on the channel
Yeah.
in December, and that is like Home Alone, but rated R.
Well, that's the true Home Alone.
Technically, that movie did come out before Home Alone,
That's
and
true.
there
Hmm.
is like a whole like backstory on it where like the director, like I think he did try to like put a lawsuit in place or something with like John Hughes and everybody else with the Home Alone movie. But yeah, you are right though, Tex. Like they, that I forget the director's name of that movie, but they did that idea before that Home Alone came out.
Home Alone dries a bone. Yeah.
Home Alone with a bone. I'm gonna give you to the count of 3 and get your no good keister off of my property. 1, 2, 10. Hit play.
But yeah, it's we're hitting the 2 hour and 30-minute mark, so I think we should probably close it down for now. We continue tomorrow on Jen's channel and whatnot. But thank you so much, everyone, for always coming out and checking us out, and Todd Christian too, because I know he'll be watching on the replay. So everybody that watches the replay, thumbs up to you guys as well. And it always really does mean a lot to me and stuff. And
Yeah, it's just with you mentioning that, I've like taken notice. Just like, sometimes I might look at like a previous stream, I'm like, damn, the numbers are kind of like bouncing up. I could see the comments are showing up, and it's just, I guess when it comes to being a content creator, you can't have an instant gratification kind of attitude about things. You just gotta have to let things be what they are. Let the content kind of digest and just take it for what it is. And if it doesn't work out and from what you expected, just look forward to the next one. That's all.
right.
I mean, there's always so many movies you can do watch parties for. I always say, like there's so many movies out there, we can't see them all. We just can't.
Right. But Jen was, she was like, I'm really looking forward to seeing this tonight. And I'm thinking, God, man, people are going to be like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, what are you showing this for, But I mean, the thing is that, you guys are all open minded and stuff. You know that I'm off the cuff anyway, because like Jen says, she said to me that I'm really diverse, and that's the way I want it. I want it to be. I don't want to be like, oh, hey, we're going to watch fucking Friday the 13th, part 29 for the 5th fucking time, and stuff. And,
Yeah, it's, with you mentioning that, there is a Friday the 13th on December 13th. But I think I'm going to skip it just because of the fact that we did the previous one in September. We did Friday the 13th, 2 and 3. So I think I'm just going to, skip it. We'll focus on Christmas horror. And, next year, the next Friday the 13th, we'll focus on that then.
Well, you don't have to do it on my account. I'm just saying, I was just using that as an example.
I just don't like the fact that we just did one like 2 months ago, and it's like, all right, Friday the 13th again, and it's, it's my favorite slasher franchise of all time, but it's, I don't know, or maybe we'll do a voting poll on it. We'll figure it out that way. Should we do a Friday the 13th watch party on December 13th? Yeah, maybe I'll put that together, and we'll see if people actually want to watch. We did 2, 3, and 4, but now that I got to start over on the channel, technically I haven't done shit.
I was just thinking, man, there's that one movie, Snowman, I think it's called, with fucking Chloe Sevigny and
You talking about the killer snowman? Like,
no. There's no killer snowman, but the guy's name is like, or it's called Snowman. The one with Fassbender, I think he's in it. It's kind of a serial killer type movie.
oh, isn't that like somewhat like, it's not even that old, right?
No, it kind of now, at least maybe getting close to 10 years, I think.
It must be out of print or something. I don't know. That one seems like it went over my head. Christmas music is horror for me. Jesus Christ, man! I'm so glad I haven't heard. I'm really surprised I haven't heard any Christmas music yet. Because every time I go in the dollar store or the food store now, the Christmas shit is everywhere, man. But I haven't heard the music yet. But Jesus Christ, Rose, do I agree with you there?
I was just thinking, what's it like? Why are you whining? Shut the fuck up. Stop crying. You're losing your money. You suck. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I'll put a Friday the 13th poll together. Maybe I'll try to get that up on the channel sometime this month. See if we get that figured out for December 13th. But yeah, right now it's up in the air, I guess. But yeah, other than that, it looks like we got 10 people left here. I think we're going to call it a night here soon. But But yeah,
You
thank you
gotta
all
watch.
very much for hanging out here tonight. You know, it's always appreciated, and it's. I think we all can clearly see that you guys enjoy being here. You guys are always here, man. And yeah, the support's always appreciated. It's definitely a big reason why we keep doing this.
So yeah, but like I said, I appreciate you guys, checking out the movie and everything and stuff. And you know, I'll be coming up with a lot of more weird things. I want to get that.
Rudolph,
I want to find
Rudolph the red-nosed coke
that.
deer.
I want to get that
I'm sorry, guys.
That William Grafay box set because I want to get Death Curse at Tartu. Man, that movie used to scare the piss out of me when I was a kid.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh man. It's like this deal where these people like go on this like jungle expedition and they kind of disturb some kind of like mummy thing, and you never see it actually like moving, but you just see it's like the corpse or whatever, and it's in the and it just starts going and then when it's doing that, all of a sudden the damn thing like it causes like these animals to go nuts on the people and shit. And it's just crazy, but it used to freak me the hell out.
So what's it got, like a supernatural twist on it or
Yeah,
something?
kind of. And
Okay.
William Grafay was the guy that did Impulse, that one with Shatner and whatnot.
That's
So
another one I still need to see.
that is such a great movie.
Like I'm waiting, like that. I want to get that Grindhouse release, but it's always so pricey. So I'm waiting until, one day, hopefully on Amazon, it'll drop to $20 and not
Well,
50 and shit.
Dan always has these different sales. So next, I always keep forgetting to tell you because next time, because I'm sure he'll have a Black Friday sale, and I'll let you know and stuff.
Yeah, that's fine, but it's always appreciated if you can remember that info.
But yeah,
But
we're gonna get the heck out of here because if not, we'll be talking for another couple of hours. But
yeah.
thanks again. We love you all and appreciate it. So we will see you tamale on Jen's channel.